Yeah, Hina, we can speak now.
I totally understand. I have a 1-year-old, and this is exactly how my work from home is if ever I have to do it.
Okay.
I keep telling people, can I take half a minute to settle things down? So, yes, so I went back and I, did a complete understanding analysis of what happened exactly, who spoke to you, what really, transpired the whole bit. So, like I told you last time as well, I obviously had to go to the part where your booking happened, right from that stage. So, I did go and dig deep and understood all your units, 3 units that we've been associated on. And ideally, I really wish I had that person in the system to, completely cross-verify and to completely understand. And if required, if something wrong has happened, then reprimand. If some justification is there, then bring that on the table and understand exactly what happened. But right now, Rochelle, the reality is that of course, I take things at face value. Of course, I will take it as you say it. Because I don't have the other person who has, who was part of this entire deal when it happened, which is where the app form, etc., everything came in picture.
Yeah.
So, that is something that I, as an individual and as part of Lodha and part of the organization, we obviously cannot, sit or for sure completely make a statement saying that what has happened is right or what has happened is wrong. Because I am right now taking it, of course, from you, and I don't have an opportunity to take it from the person who was, on the other side of the table because he's no longer in the system. The first, you asked me categorically, what is it that the senior management said? The first reaction was that if what the customer is saying has happened, then that person who's obviously not in the system right now, but that person needs to be, and we need to ensure that that person is terminated because this is not acceptable, and that person will have to, completely admit to what has happened. So we tracked back to the entire team, and obviously, it's back in 2018, and that's where the whole thing is. That team, the entire team, that SM, that entire closing manager, those people don't exist in the system anymore. So peeping, but still, because you're saying it, I further discussed it, and this amount that we're talking about, where we don't really do RTGS. That is not a practice that we follow. It is something that happens over a check or happens, in regular meetings that we do. But because, of course, I want to take your word for it, and I could hear and I could, of course, sense it, when you spoke to me at length last week, I could totally tell that, this is something that has upset you a lot. And what bothered me the most, and that's exactly what I put on the table with my, with my team as well, is that customer is definitely in pain. There is no doubt about it. Last 4 years, like she repeatedly said, is not something that, was very pleasant for her. It was still pleasant till the last minute, but again, a month ago, it has gone down south for her. And I can sense it. She said it in a lot of words, but even the words that she didn't use, even the statements that she didn't make, I could tell. So that is why, without a doubt, I called today, because when you said about the amount, can you RTGS it, I have just gone ahead and said, and I've informed them that if it comes to this, then I will take that exception for her. So that's why, this RTGS, and, want to ensure that that money comes to you immediately. If that's your preference, then of course that's what we'll do. But, Rochelle, the reality of our conversation, what we spoke last time, is this, what I just stated. The person is not in the system. I have absolutely no way of confirming or validating or ensuring that, yes, no digital signature had happened. There was no iPad that was given to you. This is something that I take from what you're saying, and I want to respect it. But on the contrary, I can't even make a statement saying that this is, we falsified it, or we've used it, because I went back to not just your agreement, I went back to multiple agreements just to figure, and this I'm sharing with you, just to figure, is there any benefit, we could have got out of doing that? I called up multiple sites. I called out multiple projects. I took a demo on how that entire piece works. Why is it that it works the way it works? I understood all of that, only to ensure and only to find that one benefit that probably we could have had by doing it. But the reality is, Rochelle, that there is absolutely no benefit we get out of it. Like I told you last time, it is an added effort and it is an added amount to sell an already purchased unit. So we get nothing, absolutely nothing by even having that kind of action done for any customer. So this is why I thought, I obviously want to share this piece with you. You've been upset about it. You asked me what about the email that I shared with you. That email also talks about the same thing, Rochelle. And like I shared with you, I'm taking what you're saying and therefore doing the RTGS, but there is absolutely no reason for us to falsify anything or, do any kind of malpractice to cause any kind of discomfort or any of the three words that is stated on the email to any of our customers. Not you, not somebody else, not anybody.
Right.
So,
the thing is that, however it happened, whatever was the form or the way it was done, at the end of the day, for me and my husband, specifically for us, it was Lodha who did it. Now, tomorrow if I open up an organization and suppose, I have like 100 employees and somebody goofs up and does something and somebody gets conned of something, okay, no one's going to come searching for that particular person. They'll hold me responsible.
Accountable.
I will be the one who will have to pay the price, even though it was somebody else who did the blunder. So at the end of the day, for me and my husband, this has happened from Lodha. So whoever did it, however it was done, in my head and my husband's head, it was forged. That was the first thing. And secondly, my analysis of the whole situation after 4 years, okay, you're saying that there's nothing that Lodha has to gain. But from where I look at it, there's a lot to gain if this involves thousands of people. For example, that clause that they kept talking about, the clause number, which is missing. Just imagine practically how many people actually, could get conned in the same way and how many crores Lodha could make out of it. So from where my husband and I look at it, we feel there was a motive and there was something that Lodha had to gain and we've been cheated. That's what we feel like.
And I know exactly why you feel like that. If I was you, if I was buying a unit, looking at what happened, why it happened, the way it happened, or for that matter, forget all of those things. The fact that it happened, that itself would have been, extremely shocking. So I totally get your point, Rochelle, and that's why I said that is why I'm taking your face value. I am not even questioning what you're saying, because what you feel and what you're saying is something that is not filtered. That is exactly what you feel, and that's why you're saying it. But the other side of the story is if you were running a company yourself, Rochelle, and you had multiple staff and if there's one person who probably did wrong, you would also go and investigate. You would also go and find out, not with an intention to, sacking somebody, terminating somebody for doing something wrong is one part of it. But the intent there is to ensure that nothing of that sort or nothing of that intent, malpractice, if at all, is ever part of the organization, ever part of our culture, ever part of any customer's being. You know the projects that we have. You know the amount of deliveries that we do. We've gone listed. It is purely to do with the fact that our passion is to build and deliver. If our passion was to dupe and deliver, how would we survive? You tell me. If you were running an organization, do you think it will even last if this is what we did to crores and crores of people? If we had to get crores of money with this method, with this practice, you really think we would have lasted?
See, the thing is, if you go back to, the financial year 2020, 2021, if you look at the amount of forfeited tokens and booking amounts from Lodha, you will yourself understand as a business how much it benefits a brand. Leave alone our situation, our is like a completely, like appalling situation where our signatures, we've not even signed something like that. There could be scenarios where a lot of people are not even aware of that clause where their token amounts are forfeited. And we come in a completely different category where we were not even shown these terms and conditions.
So Rochelle, one, when you talk about the booking amount, the token money, of course all customers are aware of it. Of course the customer knows that he's paying a token amount, and that is why this has come to you. How is it that you have found out? You have also found out because we've openly stated that that's a token amount that is done for booking of a new unit, and that is exactly why that token amount is only for booking. And if you choose to cancel or if you choose to move to another unit, then of course there is a certain amount that is non-transferable and non-refundable. We told you that. You didn't have to find that out from somebody else. You didn't have to read it anywhere. You spoke to us. We openly shared that with you. We didn't hide it.
No, but
we didn't do the transfer. Sorry. We didn't do the transfer. We didn't do the calculation, transfer it to your account or give you a refund check and then give a surprise saying, you would have called back saying, why only this much amount? I paid 144. Why didn't I get the rest? And then we tell you. We didn't do that, Rochelle.
That's exactly where the disconnect happened, because when somebody signs up with you guys, okay, now I'm talking about general scenarios. Ours is a completely unacceptable scenario because we've not even signed on it. It was just digitally copy-pasted. It was literally forged. But I'm talking in general, when people, kind of come and sign, that sheet which has their slab breakup. I don't even know what they are being shown or if anybody is even aware of this clause, because Lodha literally forfeited our token amount and then told us that there was a clause in the application form. And now 4 years down the line, I find out that this application form they are referring to was never even shown to us. That makes me feel extremely betrayed. I expressed it to you on the previous call as well.
Yes, you did.
This is no joke. This is no joke that I have taken this business relationship so seriously with you guys, only to find out 4 years down the line that our signatures have been forged. And I really have trust issues. I really have trust issues. This RTGS is honestly no big deal. It's no big deal. In a situation like mine, in a situation like ours, what my husband and I have been through, it's literally, it's literally nothing. This whole experience has been, it's so criminal, if I come to think about it, to be very honest.
So shall we benefit nothing out of it? Just for once, for my sake, just think about the other side. It really doesn't benefit. The amount of work we do, the amount of number of units that we build and we deliver, these amount by forfeiting it from our customers, because today, Rochelle, I've been talking to you, the team has been talking to you. I am involved only because we believe in building relationships. We believe in maintaining them. Every relationship, you stated an example last time we spoke, and I totally understand that example. In every relationship, there are times where a person gets pushed to the edge. I can hear that in your voice. I know you've got pushed to the edge. I really wish I could undo those experiences for you. But by just taking away what truly is yours, or taking it away from a customer who deserves it, who's been waiting for it, who's put in his hard-earned money. People save for years so that they can buy one house, so that they can live in it.
See, I wasn't going to, talk about anything pertaining to this specific topic, but since you brought it up, I just want to say that right from the time we signed up with you guys up until now, your team has done a brilliant job about lying to us about a lot of things, okay? Like, if I were to go into details of that, there's so much that I have not mentioned on the email, okay? There is a lot of lies that has been told to us from your sales team, right from the delivery date of the project to, the whole, that GST benefit, which nobody has any idea what it is anymore. We've just been lied to over and over and over again. And I don't want to go into that tangent, because right now I'm at a stage in my life where I'm done talking about these things. Now I just have to fix it for myself. And in any relationship, if there's damage caused, that damage has to be fixed. And Lodha has not.
And this is exactly what I'm trying to do, Rochelle. That's exactly what we're trying to do. This exception of RTGS, this entire conversation, I'm calling you. You and I don't even know each other from anywhere.
Yeah, but
when I spoke to
literally, like it's nothing. It's like nothing. It's like right now at what we are dealing with is a show cause notice, and this RTGS is like peanuts in compared to that. You can't compare the level of forgery and cheating that's happened against us to this RTGS amount. There's just no comparison. The pain and the betrayal has been so much from Lodha that I am, like every
that can only be that feeling, Rochelle, can only be changed. Okay, before I answer that, again back to the example that you shared with me. Yes, there are a lot of couples who reach that breaking point and then that relationship breaks. I completely hear what you're saying. But there are also a lot of couples, which I'm sure even you know in your life, just the way I do, who reach that point and then they don't break. They decide to take it from there and start afresh, but together, and they build a good life together.
Yeah, Ina, but what is in the wrong has to always do something to fix it. And in this situation, the damage that has been caused to us by Lodha in these last 4 years, in every aspect, financially, mentally, emotionally. If you look at our records, we've been very clean, disciplined, and neat with our payments to pay.
And the same here, Rochelle. You tell me, is there anything that we've done where, for example, you sent a payment, all your payments have been posted against your unit. Everything that you have sent for your unit is against your unit. Absolutely. You have a clear picture. You have ledger, you have account statements. Whatever you want, we can share it with you. You know it. We've not used any customer's money for anything else but only to build that customer's unit and deliver it to him. This pain, this feeling that you're talking about, I totally understand. And there is only one way that you will actually feel any different is when you actually own that home, Rochelle, which you're there.
It's not going to happen, Ina, because when we couldn't upgrade to the 3 BHK, it was painful enough for us to downgrade it, okay? And then that pain, that already deep wound was deepened by Lodha. So now there's no way to fix it. We were already in enough of pain because we couldn't go ahead with the upgrade. It was already a very difficult choice for us to, decide and go back to a downgrade. And then after we went and decided to downgrade, we were kind of penalized by you guys. And despite me telling your teams on several occasions that, we have a unit with you guys, we are still your customers, no one cared. And I've come to a stage now where I don't care anymore because now my signatures have been forged. And in this situation, I am not buying anything from anybody because my signatures have been forged. My husband's signatures have been forged. We've been lied to. This is a criminal conspiracy and there is absolutely no justification for this that anybody can give me or, kind of convince me. The bottom line is that my husband and I have been cheated. We've been cheated of our money and we just had it. We just don't want to kind of
Rochelle, the entire money that you're talking about that was to be given to you, we've given that to you. You're sending me your bank details, I will RTGS it to you. If we had even 1% of any kind of other thoughts, we would have just put our foot down.
No, but these are two different things now.
Relationship. Let's go back to the forgery one that you're talking about. I totally get that. That's where your pain is right now. But tell me something, Rochelle. We gain nothing from it. Please think about it. You are telling me that you did not sign anything digitally. You did not sign on any iPad. You were not shown any app form. I'm taking your word for it. Whenever there is a claim, Rochelle, I am 100% sure even you know there are two parties that are involved. In this instance, Hina, anybody can look at our application form and know that the signatures have been forged. I mean, there's not just one clause. There are 5 clauses which have missing sentences. There are signatures have been forged. There is no way that anybody can walk down to me and tell me that, this is the right thing that we have done. And if that is what I'm being told, then there is definitely a problem. That's exactly why I said that we cannot say that this is right, we cannot say this is wrong. Because we are in that place where we cannot. I'm taking your face value. I'm, of course, listening to you, and I'm understanding that this is something that you're saying that you've not signed on. But I don't have the other side to also defend himself.
Then it's no question of anybody defending themselves. If I show this to a layman, even that person will know that my signatures have been
That's
forged.
what you're referring to. Let me explain it to you, like I said at the other last time. What you're referring to is that on every page, that signature itself looks like a digital signature, right? Like a copy-paste signature. That's what you're talking about. It doesn't look like it's not a physical signature. Am I right? That's
We
what
have
you're
not
talking
been
about.
showed that those terms and conditions. If you see my email, the criminal conspiracy part, okay, there's a clause number 15 which states that the applicant has further declared that he has executed this application form after reading and understanding and being explained. Reading and understanding and being explained is far from the truth, and we were not even shown the form. This is the kind of stuff that has been, the kind of conspiracy that has happened against me and my husband from Lodha.
It all every social, we go and buy, forget buying. We register to an app. We download an app and we register. There are terms and conditions in everything. Those terms and conditions are not meant to use it or misuse it. Those terms and conditions are to maintain that relationship in an absolute clear-cut manner. You are telling me you didn't sign it on an iPad. The way that iPad works, like I told you last time, I did a demo. I'm telling you again, I did a demo. It's a one single page web form which gets displayed on that particular tab. That one single web page has all those terms and conditions, and then below is when you click and your signature, it asks for your signature. When the customer puts in his or her signature, and when we save that form right there, when we save it, because it is a one long web page, it obviously has to get converted into a document which is a PDF format. When it converts into one long web page, converting into PDF will obviously get converted into multiple pages. So when it gets converted into multiple pages, that's how you see your signature, because it has already been signed at the bottom after reading the entire web page. It is just that. It is not that somebody has gone into the system, opened up your app form, copied it and pasted it everywhere. It is not that.
Even for a signature
I cannot even be in this situation, Rochelle. I will have to shut shop if I do this to my customers. How can I afford to do this?
But even for a signature to be auto-populated, it has to be signed on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We've never signed on anything.
And that's exactly why I'm taking your word for it. And that's exactly why I'm taking your word for it.
And if you're really understanding the situation, and if you're really taking my word for it, and if your team, your management team has really sat down and really looked at this issue, if that was really the case, then by now you should have been giving me a resolution. Giving me my token amount back is not a resolution. That money is entitled. It's my money.
What resolution are you? I asked you last time as well. What resolution are you looking for? Please help me understand that. Because the resolution I want to share with you is that's your unit. Please take it. That's yours. You've paid 97% for it. That's a lot of money.
It's honestly, after what we found out, we have no interest in owning that unit anymore. And nobody has replied to my show cause notice yet. I'm still waiting for a response to my show cause notice, addressing my email point wise, like on a point basis. I have not received a revert. So that's one thing. And secondly, as I already mentioned, after the trust is broken and after we found out that our signatures have been forged, I don't wish to continue this relationship with Lodha anymore, because I have major trust issues now, and I just want to have nothing to do with Lodha anymore. So I want all my money back along with my interest, and I just want to, kind of close this chapter basically.
Roshan, I can hear your pain. I really request you to rethink this, because cancellation is not something that you should look at. That is not even on the table, Rochelle. Replying to your show notice, it's just a response. We can ensure that we have the response sent to you. that is something that you sent it as a show cause notice, I can always ask my legal team to respond to you, because that is not something that I can respond to.
Yes. So I would like a response from your legal team, because now this is not some ordinary issue. This is a legal issue now. And in fact, I was asking Alok the last time when he called me that if you're calling me after 3 weeks, have you spoken to your legal? Have you checked stuff with him? He had no idea what he was telling me. So this is exactly what I want. I want a response from your legal team, because now this is a legal matter.
I can have them respond to you. It's not going to help anybody, Rochelle. It's your house. Why would you want to give up on that house? It's yours. Whether you accept it or not, you've paid 97% for it. That is your house. It's your home.
See, now as much as you are trying to explain it to me now, you're doing it from a perspective where you're an employee of Lodha. But tomorrow, if you were to be in my situation and if you find out that your signatures were forged on a house,
I would find out how does it really benefit the opposite person on my basis, me. How does it help the organization get anywhere?
It doesn't work that way. Now, when it comes to your hard-earned money, and when it comes to you and your husband's joint hard-earned money, and you find out something's been really, really done illegally and unethically, there is no question of finding out anything after that. After that, you just don't want to have anything to do.
There is absolutely no intention. There is absolutely no reason. And what you're saying is you're using strong words. You're saying it is illegally done. We are saying it is not illegally done. It is not something that we do as a practice. This is something, like I told you last time, people go digitized to progress, not to regress, and not to make life difficult, but to make life easy. At some point, at point of sale, whatever that happened at that point in time, I have only one part of that audience available with me. And that one part of audience is extremely upset, and that one part of audience is extremely annoyed with it. So, Rochelle, it is not something that we did illegally. It is not something that we've done or we do as a practice to our customers to falsify or use anything else against them. It is not.
But it's happened with us, Hina, and we feel cheated. That can't change, right?
Rochelle,
I mean, I have told you what I feel. I need a response from your legal team on my show cause notice, and I've also told you that this is the situation as of right now, and the only way that I see out is to get all my money back along with my interest, and then I just, kind of move on with my life peacefully.
Rochelle, I can have the legal team respond to you. That's not an issue, but there's nothing that will come out of it. That response will also obviously talk on similar lines. You're asking for refund. You're asking for cancellation after 97%. That is not on the table, Rochelle.
So you tell me. So is it okay for you guys to forge our signatures? Is that on the table? Is that okay?
It's not. I'm not going to admit to that, Rochelle.
But that happened with us,
I can't admit it because there's one side. I have two kids. One comes and says, that one hit me right on my face, and the other one denies it. Unless I can actually be there, or if both of them are in front of me where I question them, I cannot label one over the other.
Yeah, but if one hits the other and the other has a scar or a mark on their face, so you know that one is lying.
No.
And right
then
now
I know that kid is hurt. I know that kid is in pain. So while I will take care of that pain, I will also want to understand what he's saying in that pain, in that extreme emotion. Is that really that claim, is that really true or not? And if he cannot tell me, and he cannot bring the other person in front of me, and if I don't give a fair chance to the other person, it is absolutely wrong for me to side with one child and not the other, because both are my kids. I used to ask my older sister used to ask my mother, you love her more than you love me, right? She's like, you can ask me this question when you have kids, you'll understand. She has twins today. My mother constantly keeps asking me, which one do you love more? She said, no, I understand. I understood now. When you said that both are your eye, one must have come in this world before the other, but you can't pick and choose. That is why whenever we would go to her for advice and we would go to my father would say, I'm not taking one word, get both the people in front of me. Get both my daughters in front of me. They both have to admit it.
And I gave you guys enough time to do that.
I
gave you guys enough time to investigate.
And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. Went through all your cases, your 3 units. You have had 2 units with us. You've done transfer twice, not once.
Yeah, so that is the kind of level of trust that we had with you guys back then.
Yes, and that is why you signed those terms and conditions. Even in this unit, the current unit that we're talking about, you have a physical form.
There is absolutely no justification to signatures being forged. I don't know however you want to put it across, like you are explaining it to me in a very technical way of how it's done, which I can understand. But the bottom line is that it's been forged. We have not signed it. And for us to find this out when we are so close to receiving the unit is enough of a reason to make us really mad and angry. And, by people trying to reiterate to us that this has not actually been done makes us even more mad because we know it's been done. It happened.
And that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm saying, that I am taking your word for it because you were there. But if I only take your word for it, I have to take both sides' words. I have to understand it completely. I'm taking your word, yes. I'm not telling you that what you're saying, you're making up stories. I'm not saying that at all.
That's
but
not
I cannot say that.
If you just took my word for everything, this issue would have been resolved a long time ago. We're not even talking about anybody taking any word of anybody. Right now, everything is in black and white.
No, it's not, no, Rochelle. That's the whole point. It's not black and white. What is in black and white is that form. And I told you, I figured, I went down to understand why does it look like you're saying it is a false signature because obviously it looks pixelated. It is not a physically signed signature. I get all of that. I understand it. And that is why I investigated the whole thing myself on my own. While the team has done it in the past, I still went ahead and did it. I went and explained it to everybody because just like you, there could be other customers who might find it so weird. Spoke to everybody, got it rectified, got it changed, told them terms and conditions have to be in person, it has to be on a physical form. We had a pandemic. In that pandemic situation also, we were sending it on email and taking it so that the customer has everything.
This whole technical process you expressed about, this probably came into picture much later. As I said to you earlier also, we were not even, forget about showing us the form. Nobody even spoke about it. Nobody even remotely spoke about this terms and conditions form. This whole auto-populating thing you're talking about where somebody signs on one part of one page on the tab and the whole thing gets auto-populated probably came much later. We were not even given a tab. They probably didn't even have that concept back then when we signed up with you guys. That's how early on we had signed up with you guys, like literally 4 years ago.
No, I did that check as well. Of course it was there. And not just with your site, as in YouTube. I checked with multiple sites, Rochelle.
And you also admitted that some were done on paper and some were done on the iPad. And when I'm telling you that we were not given an iPad, we were not even shown an iPad, why would we physically sign on 4 pages and then, kind of do the remaining pages digitally? Just explain to me what sense that makes. We definitely feel there was a motive. We definitely feel there was a motive.
What can possibly be the motive, Rochelle? Let's talk practically.
Multiply me into 10,000 other customers and check your financial records and see how much you'll have gained when people have forfeited their
Nothing, Rochelle. It will not even come to an amount that helps build one building, one tower. Please tell me, how does it help me? And you really think I'm sure you've done that research on the brand. Lodha is a brand. Do you really think that is something that we have to rely on to grow and make buildings and make projects and make townships? We make a lifestyle. We provide a lifestyle to thousands and millions of people. How will this practice ever help? We've taken your money, we build your unit, we deliver it to you. It is yours. In these last 4 years, with the multiple units that you've had with us and the transfers you've had, has there ever been a scenario where what money you've paid to us has gone somewhere else?
Yeah.
It has all gone towards your unit. You have 97% of your bills paid. Your unit is ready with 97% of your money that you have paid.
No, Hina, the token amount was not adjusted. And we were given a justification of the cancellation clause, which after 4 years now, just shortly before receiving the unit, we find out didn't even exist. So we have not only been conned and lied to, but our signatures have been forged also.
So, that entire money of token amount is something that I'm sending it by RTGS to you.
But now it's too late, Hina. Now there's a whole new issue. You know, until about 2 months ago, we only had one issue with you guys. Now we are having a whole, like a gigantic, like an insane issue with you guys, which is really, it's really unacceptable. I don't have enough words, even if I put like 10,000 words to express to you how, criminal this whole new issue is that we are having with you. And it's a really big issue as compared to the token amount. Trust me, that was a very tiny issue that we had with you guys, and that's why we were so, chill and cool and, making all our payments. We were like, no issues. These guys charged us 77 lakhs like 4 years ago, and now they're selling units for 68, 70 lakhs. It's okay, we'll just pay and stuff like that. Not until we found out that our signatures were actually forged. Now, this is completely criminal. Nobody in their right mind will go ahead with anybody when they find out something like this, Tina.
I say it again. It is not something that we've done. We've not forged your signatures, Rochelle.
So how has my signature appeared on so many pages when I haven't signed?
Back in 2018, when you sat on that table, what happened on that table, how you did the booking, I've heard your version of it. I've heard it from you. Multiple times you've said it, you've explained the entire bit. But the fact is that digital app forms are also done at sites. This is something that was introduced to make life better, not to create this kind of a confusion.
And this again is your version of what you're telling me. This is not my version of my experience, right? This is again your version from Lodha.
No, that is why I'm being the neutral person, Rochelle. I'm not saying that individual. I have to see both sides of it, Rochelle. You will do that.
I understand. And that is the reason why I gave you guys so much of time. But there is no two sides to it when everything is so clear, Nina. Everything is so clear. Clauses are missing. Signatures have been forged. We've been lied to. I mean, how much more criminal can you do against somebody, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, after all this stuff that has been done to us by Lodha, I am still getting explanations about it. I mean, I'm really shocked that, you guys are still trying to explain to me that this is not something you'll have done. When I have the application form in front of my eyes, I'm looking at it. I have proof. And I gave you all a lot of time. I gave your team enough of time to investigate whatever they wanted to investigate. But there is no question of investigating anything when everything is right in front of our eyes. It's open, it's laid out. You could show that to anybody and anybody will know. Forget about me showing it to anybody. You can take that form and show it to anybody and they'll know our signatures are forged.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's getting misunderstood. That's why I explained the technicality to you.
I understand what you explained to me. I understand what you explained to me about the auto-populating part. And I also told you that must have been introduced much later. Because even to auto-populate, you have to sign on one form at least.
Yes, absolutely.
And we didn't sign anything. So the question of auto-populating doesn't arise in our particular case. I don't know what is the scenario with your hundreds other customers. But this is not the scenario with me. I stand out of the crowd. My case and my situation is not the same as your hundreds others. Okay, everybody may have a different issue. This is my issue. And I have the issue. And it lives with me every single day.
Rochelle, like you just said, you stand out of the crowd. This is your issue because this issue, I have not come across this issue from any customer.
Yes, and now you have come across it in my case.
Of course. And that is why it brings me back to the same question. Why would I do this to one customer?
See,
What would
as
I
told you,
possibly gain from you
for 4
by
years,
doing this?
I have now, when I think about, everything I've been through with you guys, it is very clear that, if you guys do this to several people, you'll have a lot to gain as a company. I don't know, maybe you are somebody who is ethical, maybe, okay, because I'm speaking to you on the phone, maybe, but I don't know what your management is like, okay, because my experience has not been anywhere close to ethical in any way. Maybe you are an exception, but as a company, as a brand, the rest of the people, sorry. That if you're trying to justify, Hina, I'm not going to buy it because this has not been my experience with them.
So what I'm trying to say is, while you believe or you at least believe 50% that I'm ethical, that comes only because of the organization that I work with. It comes for the brand that I work with.
Yes, I understand.
The unethical part of it that you're referring to, it could have only been into picture on that table that you sat while booking your unit.
Yeah, so I mentioned to you in the previous call also that the only reason why I'm giving you guys this last chance is only because of that 50% ethical part that you used, because I felt there was a big disconnect between your front line, that applies to your sales also, and your management. And that is the reason why I chose to give you all this one last chance, because you came into the picture as a median trying to sort this issue out for me. But if I am in a situation tomorrow where even being in a position to help me, if you guys don't help me, then I will have to stand up for myself and help myself. Because now there is no two ways about the fact that my signatures have been forged. Nobody is going to deny it. Any other person can look at the form and can tell that our signatures have been forged. Okay, we verified it with several sources. It's not just I have looked at it and just randomly, blindly called you. We've done a lot of research and analysis, a lot of trying to understand why things happen with us in a certain way, and everything leads to the fact that we have been cheated. Whoever cheated us at the end of the day, whether it was a person, a team, or whoever, we were cheated by Lodha. That's how we look at it. And maybe 4 years down the line, somebody comes and is ethical or whatever, but sorry, that has not been the experience for 4 years. So based on my 4-year experience with you guys, I am not going to buy this, kind of explanation about, things being done ethically. If you're telling me that everybody in the organization does things ethically, that's not the case, because what has happened is wrong.
We said very ethical practices, Rochelle, like I shared with you. Even the digital format.
Then how did this happen? How did this happen? You all are not able to figure out how this happened. Because it has happened. And it has happened with me and my husband just a little before we can get possession of a house. And now this has changed everything for us. It has changed everything for us. We won't have nothing to do. We want all our money back. We feel completely cheated of everything.
Michelle, there's absolutely no benefit we get out of it. Just think about it for one, please. Just think about it.
I've thought about it a lot.
There is nothing we gain from it.
There's a lot that Lodha has to do by forfeiting people's tokens. And by doing what you all did in my case, that is the whole next level you guys have taken it to. It's not just forfeiting the token, it's actually forging my signatures over the clauses, which I've never even looked at, It's a whole different situation.
I can't accept that claim without knowing both sides. I can't. If that was something that I could just accept it, how will I accept it?
Yeah, but based on the fact that the other person has resigned, I'm not just going to buy what you guys are saying, right? See, like how you all can't just buy one side of the story, even I can't just buy what one person is telling me based on what somebody else did who's not even in the organization anymore, right? For me, it is very real. The situation, the truth, the pain, the betrayal is all very real, okay? And this involves money. And nobody is going to be okay with being cheated when it comes to money. I don't think so.
We didn't cheat you of your money, Rochelle. All your money that you've given is gone to your unit. You've transferred from one unit to another. From there again, you've transferred back. All that money has come to you.
Yeah, but the pain of holding back a token amount is very small as compared to the pain of our signatures being forged, Hina. They're two different things. So today, if you're trying to address my pain of my signatures being forged by giving me my token amount back, it's not going to help me.
Rochelle, I'm not trying to ease you out of your pain by giving you the token amount. I'm trying to ease you out of your pain by giving you your home. That is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
I'm not
by
trying
a
to.
brand who has lied to us and forged our signatures. That is not giving me any relief. No, it gives me more pain. And you had told me that you are going to get back to me to see what you can do to fix this issue. And now, like, again, I
And
feel
that's
like I'm back to
exactly
square
what I
one.
did. No, that's exactly what I did. As an issue, I also asked you, as a resolution, do you have something in mind?
I already told you that after our signatures have been forged, I don't trust Lodha anymore, and I just want out of it. And I just want the unit cancelled with all my money back along with the down payment and our interest, and this chapter closed. I don't know
Rochelle,
what
that's
more I can
not
say.
how it works, Rochelle. I've been talking to you. I spoke to you today. I've been speaking to you. You yourself know there's nothing in this that benefits us. Except to give you your home. That's it.
That's just absolutely the worst thing y'all can do if that's what, y'all think y'all can do to ease our pain, because that's just going to make it a lot worse. Because today is not like how it was 2 months ago. It's completely different. We want to have nothing to do with that unit anymore. We want all our money back, because forging somebody's signatures is criminal. There is no justification that anybody in this country can give me about it based on the laws of the country.
It's not something that we've done, Rochelle. That's not something I can accept. It's right, it's wrong. I can't accept it without both parties.
But it's happened. I understand that one party is missing, so I don't even know what to say about, the fact that you guys can't even investigate it. But it's happened, and there is proof, and it's not like, I am saying something and your other party is saying something and there's no proof. There's proof of everything. There's proof of everything that's been done wrong all these years.
I really wish I could meet you in person, though. I was looking forward to that. You're in Calcutta for long?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay. Any plans coming to Bombay?
Not as of now.
That's okay. Okay. So this house was to live in, or was it for investment?
It was to live in until last year, until the project was delayed, and then you guys left us, in a limbo, and we had to run from pillar to post. It's not a joke, getting new contracts every year and kind of running from one place to another because your project is getting delayed. We went through a lot because of Lodha, and we never complained, okay? But this, what has happened now about signature forgery, is completely unacceptable. We went through a lot of pain that I have not even spoken to you about because I feel it's irrelevant to you all as a brand. But I know what I have been through. And now, after whatever we've dealt with because of you guys, to find out that our signatures were forged, now this is just something I will not accept. Because there comes a time when something such bad happens that you just can't put up with.
Alien Project, Rochelle, was something that was inevitable across the globe. You know that.
I understand, but the bank doesn't think that way. No, they charged us interest every month, almost 50,000 we were paying every month without even questioning you guys about anything. Quietly paid. Okay, we just kept paying for it endlessly. March last year the project was promised. We are in we are in June right now. And we are just paying 50,000, 47, 48,000 to the bank as interest every month. The bank never told us, "Arey, pandemic hua hai puri duniya mein, aap interest mat bharo." See, nobody, okay, as a builder, as a brand, Lodha got a lot of benefit from RERA. I'm sorry, but as a customer, I didn't feel that way. In fact, we were feeling like as if God forbid, if we were the kind of people who couldn't pay, we would have probably committed suicide or something, because there are a lot of people who can't pay such amounts. But we paid that quietly. But that doesn't mean that we'll be okay with finding out somebody has forged their signatures. That is unacceptable.
Didn't do that, Rochelle. I don't know what do I say to, I really don't know what do I say to help you understand. Really, there is what possible benefit? I just don't get it. There is absolutely no benefit. That's why I'm taking that path where I'm saying I can't say it is right, I can't say it is wrong.
See, if you don't want to admit it's wrong, it's fine, but I know that it's wrong, and if anybody else looks at it, even if the legal team looks at it, they'll know it's wrong. So, there's no question. I mean, you want to support and justify Lodha as a brand, that's fine. You work for them. But for me as a customer, I don't have any such connection with them or any reason to believe why what you're saying is true, because what I have felt has not been. It doesn't match with what you're saying because I feel cheated. I have proof of the fact that I've been cheated. and anybody, legal, non-legal, can look at it and figure that it's forged. That is my issue, and I've already told you, you asked me time and again, what can you do to fix it? And I've already told you that if a relationship gets too toxic, it's best to just end it, okay? That's if you want to do it cordially, just kind of, just whatever pain, you all have caused us, really, like, it's just been too much. And it's too much for us to deal with. And I see only one way out of it is that you give us all our money back that we paid you guys for the house, along with the interest, everything. And we just, you can keep your apartment after that, We have really no interest in it anymore.
That's not how it works, Rochelle. I took an exception for this. I took this exception also of doing an RTGS in complete faith that, yes, while I hear you and I hear your pain, I totally understand it. I totally understand why would you even feel this, what you're feeling right now.
It doesn't help me now. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Nobody fixed my issue all these years. Now suddenly one fine day after I have a show cause notice against you guys, you can't just say you're giving me my token amount back and fix the issue. There is no revert to my show cause notice. It's been weeks I've sent you guys that show cause notice. And I'm still waiting for a response on that show cause notice. And as I told you earlier, the only reason I gave you all this one chance was because I felt there is a disconnect between your front line and your top management. But the day I find out that everybody is hand in hand and nobody wants to help us out, I will help myself because I'm capable of doing that. Because it's not like something it's not like some hypothetical story I'm building in the air. This is a real situation that has happened with very real people, and there's very real proof about it. And I'm very unhappy about it. So I'm not just going to, kind of sit back and just relax about it. It has to be dealt with.
You want a response to your email, right? That's what you're...
Yes. I very much want a response to my emails from your legal team. And I want the response to be point-based, okay, addressing each of my points. I really want...
That's exactly how, good response. Then let's hold on to everything, Rochelle. Let's hold on to the details that you're sharing with me.
Yeah, I'm not going to send you any details right now. However you want to take it forward, you can let me know. Okay, because this whole thing has to be dealt with because this is not now just about the token amount anymore. You asked me specifically on the last call as to how I want the money. You asked me on 2 occasions. That's the only reason I told you I'm sending you the details. Please don't be under the impression that I'm very much in a hurry to get my token amount back and I'm just going to close.
Oh, I didn't even raise it today. When I spoke to you earlier, that's why I didn't even question, I didn't even ask you. When we were ending the call, you mentioned, what about my token money? Can you RTGS it? And that's when I said, okay, I'll RTGS it too.
Yeah, that's because on the previous call you had asked me, and prior to you, Alok had asked me, and prior to Alok, Sushant had asked me. After 3 people asking me how I want my token. Okay, forget about Sushant and Alok because they had given me different options of getting the money back. They were saying they're going to transfer to the unit. But when you asked me how I want the money back and you said it can be done however I want it, that's the only reason I told you about how I want it, okay? If I was only in a hurry
Can I ask you something? Why didn't you ask for an RTGS earlier? With Alok and Sushant?
Of course I did. They refused. Do you really think I wouldn't have asked them? And I have recordings of them refusing it.
That's why I'm asking you. That's all.
That's
the only reason to ask.
Sushant told me, isn't it better if the amount is transferred to your unit? I said, that is not for you to decide. That's for me to decide how I want my money back. By the time it went to Alok, it was too escalated. Because by then I wanted a response to my show cause notice. And he had not responded. He was pissed enough. So there was no question of any transfer or anything at that stage. Because you asked me how I wanted transferred, I told you that this is how I want it. But that's not the issue right now. That's not even close to what the issue is. The issue right now that I'm having with you guys is pertaining to the show cause notice to which I want to respond.
I hear you, Rochelle. And I really wish this entire experience wasn't like this. I really wish. This is not how it was.
If we've been paying you guys, paying the bank 48,000 interest every month just toward a house we're not even living in for 16 months, forget about the interest we paid them before. Post the possession date, the promised possession date, if we are paid the bank like what, 12 lakhs in interest now. Hina, do you really think this 1,44,000 is, going to fix my pain right now? It all boils down to ethics. It really all boils.
I really wish the last 2 years were different for everybody, because it has obviously definitely put a lot of people in a lot of difficult situations. Pandemic has obviously, affected a lot of people, and we totally understand that. And that is why, as an organization, we took a call to ensure that we start all project work immediately together simultaneously, with labor work, with labor being supported. The second lockdown is something that nobody envisaged. Absolutely no one. We struggled to get laborers, but we still said, we have to start project work simultaneously, and we have to deliver homes. And that's exactly why we did it, and that's exactly what we're doing. Otherwise, it's always, you always have prioritization done, you always have basis planning, all of that done. But because we know our customers had already faced what they'd faced, not that we hadn't faced. As an organization, we also took a hit in the last 2 years. But that didn't stop us from being passionate to deliver our homes to our customers.
Yeah, but RERA gives you all an extension. Banks don't give customers an extension.
That is because, and that itself is the proof that RERA understood what hit the industry has had. That is the testimony of it, Rochelle. Why do you think RERA, which is a body which takes care of both customer and the developer, they went out and they gave this?
See, when you say RERA takes care of both, they're technically actually really taking care of the builders. Okay, so they ensure.
Rochelle, look at it.
Their job is to ensure that a project is delivered at a certain time. But
and the money used for the project is used in the project, and that the customer has clarity and visibility. That is why RERA came into picture, right?
And they give you all an extension, right? What about customers? We didn't have a call.
That is why banks gave deferments. That is why banks gave deferments. That is why banks did what they did, because they understood the pain. It was done very centrally, Rochelle. It was never one over the other.
What I know is that we've paid 12 lakhs in interest over the last 16 odd months that we've had to wait for the project. So I don't see how anybody showed us any sympathy for me to, kind of sympathize with somebody else. In this situation, from where I look at it, the builders were the ones who benefited because they got an extension.
Crucial, but the money that you paid the bank is something that you would anyways pay the bank.
Yes, but if we had to get possession of our house last year, all that amount would be going toward principal. Now we have only paid 12 lakhs toward interest, which amounts to nothing. So my husband has worked and paid 12 lakhs for nothing basically. So he's just worked and that money has just been put somewhere, which accounts to nothing. Because if you know how interest works, pre-EMI interest, it never gets calculated toward the principal. So we've taken all these big hits and still not...
So that's an interest against the loan that you've taken, right? Any loan that we take, there is principal and there is interest. That's why the loan is provided to a customer.
And it gets calculated toward the principal only when you get possession of your house, which means that because we didn't get possession of our house last year, and this is why I didn't speak about the interest we paid prior to that. This is only the interest I'm talking about for the last 16 months. Okay? Because we didn't get possession of our house last year, we have paid everything only toward interest. It doesn't go toward our principal amount at all, which means we have just paid an interest which tomorrow gets accounted for nothing because we still not got possession of the house. That's how banks work. But yet, we didn't call you guys at any point and, create a scene with you guys or delay any payments. Nothing. We did everything right. Only to find out that you guys didn't do stuff right. And that is not something I'm going to accept at any cost. If all this was just about money, just about, that minuscule token amount, it was a very different story. This is not. This all boils down to criminal conspiracy. And that is not something I'm going to live with.
That's not what it is, Giselle. That's one thing that is not, for sure. It's as simple as that. It's not a criminal conspiracy. It's not a forgery. We get nothing from forging customers' signatures.
Tomorrow,
do we
if
need to
Abhishek
do
Lodha wants
this?
to sign a deal and if somebody forges his signatures, I don't think he's just going to sit quietly about it and say, oh, this is how the organization works. Let me sympathize or empathize with them. No way. He will file a lawsuit against them. You know that? And if I am being expected to keep quiet after this treatment, I will not. Because this is not a normal scenario that we are looking at. This is something really dark that I found out about you guys. And I will not sit quiet about it.
Michelle, once again, and I'm sure.
I don't want to be in a situation where I'm not giving you all a chance to rectify it, but at the same time, I am not going to just let this go, because this is a very real situation that has happened with me and my husband as a couple, as a family, and I'm not going to let this go. I want a reply to my show cause notice.
Okay, let me come back to that one then.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay.
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 Take care, Rochelle.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Bye. Bye.